Hey guys, Fazzy back here, and in today's video it is time for episode 29 of our Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode here on NHL 25. And in today's video we have a playoff video, starting things out with a first round matchup against the Buffalo Sabres. So this is what our team is looking like. I really like this roster, and I think we have all the tools to go on a very deep run in the playoffs. Very solid third line. You have the best fourth line center in hockey there with Tony Cirelli. Defensively, bringing in Power and Sandin Pellikka. Amazing additions for us this year that have really paid off. And in the net, Ivan Kovac, he has been a very solid option for us. And he's been pretty good in the playoffs too. Going over to the Buffalo Sabres lines, and I am a little bit concerned here going up against Buffalo. And that's just because their forward core is so deep here, with their worst player in the forwards being an 80 overall Sam Steele. Everyone else is at least 85 or up, so very good Buffalo team here. Defensively it's still good, it's not as good as the forward core, with a couple of 79s, but still definitely can get the job done. And in the net they have a 90 overall Devin Levi. So definitely not going to be an easy matchup here, and yeah, definitely a little bit concerned for sure. And with this being a playoff episode, just have to say, depending on how far we end up going in the playoffs, time may be added to the end of the video. That's just to try and minimize spoilers. If you guys saw a short video, you could probably assume that we didn't go all that far. But with that all being said, let's jump into game number 1 against the Buffalo Sabres. First period here in Pittsburgh, 1-1. Benson and Sandin Pellikka. Second period, still 1-1. And in the third period here in Pittsburgh, that's a 3-1 win for your Pittsburgh Penguins, kicking things off with a bang. There is win 1 out of 16. Let's go. So there we go, up 1-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's move over to game number 2, still at home. Don't let them take a win here at home. Let's go up 2-0 and see what happens. Game number 2 in Pittsburgh. First period here, 2-1 Penguins. Moore and Schultz, Marchenko for them. Second period here, 3-1 Penguins, Schultz with another one. And in the third period, Marco Rossi adds a goal as we will defeat the Buffalo Sabres 4-1. So just like that, up 2-0. I like how this team is playing. Very good defensive hockey. We're still scoring a few goals, but overall we're getting those wins, and that is all that matters. So going over to Buffalo now, so going on the road. Come on, let's just try and grab one of these games on the road. Game number 3 in Buffalo, first period 1-1, Power and Thompson. Second period here, 3-2 Penguins, Costi and Moore give us the lead. And in the third, we take this one 4-3. Anthony Cirelli gets the game-winning goal, and just like that, we are up 3-0 here over the Buffalo Sabres. Okay, let's keep the pressure on. One more game here. I'm not even going to say the word. Let's just go to Buffalo once again, play some good hockey, and let's see what happens. Alright, so jumping into this game here against the Sabres. First period, 2-0 Penguins, Lindgren and Doc. Second period here, they get one goal back, Wasselin. And in the third period, that is a 4-2 win. Schultz and Doc get goals for us. And just like that, we have swept the Buffalo Sabres in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Things you absolutely love to see. So let's go take a look at our individual point scoring through one round. Moore there with 8 points in 4 games. He's had a much better first series than he did last year, when I don't believe he even put up a point. Going through everything here, nothing outstanding, especially further down the list, but everyone did pretty good. Sandin Pellikka there, 5 points in 4 games, and Ivan Kovac, a 944 save and a 1.75 goals against. You cannot ask for better goaltending numbers. Hopefully we can see more of that in round number 2. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have a decent amount of time off here in between series as we did sweep our way through. So let's let these other teams continue to beat each other up, continue to get injuries here in the playoffs. And let's see who our round number 2 opponent is going to be. Let's see, any day now. In the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, we will be facing the New York Islanders. Interesting. I'm curious, what is their team looking like at this point? I believe we have played them in the playoffs in the past, but it's been a couple of years. So going to the Islanders, let's see who is still on their team. So Niels Höglander, Cole Eiserman there, William Karlsson, 82 is their first line center. Interesting. So looking at the forward core, I like Buffalo a lot more. Defensively, Sergachev's there. And outside of that, it's not amazing. Bailey at a 72. Sorokin's still there. He's going to be good. And scratches and injuries, absolutely nothing. So comparing this team to Buffalo, I like Buffalo a lot more. But with this being an EA game, you never know. Jump into this first game here against the New York Islanders in Pittsburgh, 1-1. Moore and Karlsson. Second period, still 1-1. And in the third, the Islanders take it 2-1. Adam Nemec gets the game winner for the Islanders. That's a heartbreaker. That's a very close game, very defensive hockey. Unfortunately, just end up dropping that one in game one. Okay, so we need to rebound here. We need to win this game at home. It's game 2. This is a critical one. First period, 1-0 Islanders. Not a good way to start things out. Second period, still 1-0 Islanders. Come on, we need some goal support here. Third period, we tie this game up. Owen Pickering, of all people, ties this game at 1. And in overtime, Cruz Lucius wins it for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So another 2-1 game. This time we take it, and we will tie this series up at 1. So continuing on here, that's just an AHL injury. Going to Long Island. Again, let's just try and steal one of these games on the road, and I'll be happy. First period here, 0-0. Second period here, 2-0 Penguins. Power and Lindgren, 2 defensemen scoring for us. And in the third, it's a 3-1 win as we get another goal from Owen Power. So we're up 2-1. We took that one game on the road that I really wanted to get. Let's see, can we get a second one? Or am I going to be too greedy here? Let's just continue to play our style of hockey. Been a very defensive series. Let's see if we can take another one on the road. First period here, 1-0 Penguins. Schultz for us. Second period, 2-0 Penguins, Porter Martone. And in the third, the Islanders, Cole Eiserman adds 1, but it is not enough. So we are up 3-1 here in round number 2. Shout out to Ivan Kovic with his .950 save percentage and a 1.63 goals against. Insane. So going back home with a chance to close it out. Come on, guys. First period, 1-1. Lautner and Karlsson. Second period, 2-2. Höglander and Doc. And in the third, we do drop that one by a score of 4-3. Cirelli gets 1 for us, but it is not enough. So tough loss, another very close game. Let's just finish off the Islanders here in 6. The last thing I want is to go back to 7 when anyone can take it. So on the road, we've won both games on the road here so far. Let's go finish this series off in Long Island. Come on, guys. Let's go and finish it right here. First period, 1-0 Penguins. Lautner for us. Second period, 2-0 Moore for us. And in the third, they get 1 back from Sergachev, but it is not enough. So another 2-1 win secures the series for the Pittsburgh Penguins, as we will be moving on to the conference finals. Once again, looking at the player stats here through 2 rounds. Moore with 13 points in 10 games. He's looked very good. Schultz 9 and 10. Callahan 3 assists. What is he doing? Okay, so we got to shake something up there. Yeah, Rossi 2 points. So we're winning games, but our top 6 is not playing amazing, especially that second line. Ivan Kovic 944 save. He has had an insane run in the playoffs so far. So let's make a couple of small adjustments here. So the second line's not working. Costi, you're coming up. You've been a goal scorer, but how do we want to do it? So Callahan, I think honestly Rossi probably is the one that moves down. Doc can play the center position. Rossi is going to go and swap with Costi, and then he can switch with Lucius there for the center spot. So I think that is going to be how we roll into the conference finals. So I'm curious. Looks like it's going to 7 between the Sens and the Panthers. Who are we going to be facing? It will be in the conference finals, the Florida Panthers. All right. Very interesting. So I'm not sure if we've played them yet in the playoffs. If we have, I don't think it's been for a little bit. Let's go see what their lineup is looking like. Still of Kachuk, still of Barkov, still of Reinhardt. That top six is absolutely still very insane. It reminds me of that Buffalo team that we faced in round number 1. Going to the defense, so it doesn't look like they have any superstars, but they have a very deep, just overall defense. In the net, Artur Silovs at an 85. So again, this team does scare me. Very similar to Buffalo, but let's just continue to play our style of hockey. We swept Buffalo. Let's see if we can end up winning this series against the Panthers. Game 1, first period, 1-0 Penguins. Koivunen for us. Second period, 3-1 Penguins. Sandin Pellikka and Martin Aubin for them. And in the third, we take this one by a score of 5-2. Awesome way to start out the conference finals. Big win there on home ice in front of our fans. Let's see if we can replicate that once again. Game number 2 here in Pittsburgh. First period, 2-1 Penguins. Lautner and Lucius for us, Barkov for them. Second period, still 2-1, no scoring in the second. In the third period, 2-2 Aubin ties this one up at 2. And in overtime, they take it. Matthew Tkachuk ties this series at 1. Oh, I hate losing those games that were leading at least in the second period and we end up blowing it, losing in overtime here. Those are the worst. They feel like they are missed opportunities. Going to Florida here, game number 3. First period, 1-0 Panthers, Alexander Barkov. Second period here, 2-0 Panthers, Sam Reinhart. And in the third period here in Florida, can we come back? We do not. We are shut out 2-0. Where has our goal scoring gone? Just not good enough. So I think we're going to have to shake up the lines here a little bit before advancing. Need to win this game. We cannot go down 3-1, especially against a team that is this good. So Costi, you're moving up. You're going to hopefully score some goals there with Schultz. Callahan, you're going to go down. Lucius, you're going to go to the middle. Pinto has been bad, so he's going to swap with Cirelli. And yeah, we're just kind of moving stuff around here, hoping we can get a different result. Defensively, what do we want to do here? I think really just maybe move Koivunen down with Lindgren. Not that he's been bad, but just to shake it up, change out the pairings a little bit, see if we can get some extra chemistry here. So, jumping into game number 4. This is a must win here. Cannot go down 3-1. First period, 0-0. Second period here, still 0-0. In the third period here, do we have a hero? In the third, they take it 3-2. Get goals from Moore and Costi, but it's not enough. And just like that, after winning the first game at home, we find ourselves down 3-1 in the conference finals. And for the first time, we are on the brink of elimination in the playoffs. So once again, we can only continue to shake up the lines. We need to win this game. What else do we want to do? So Doc, you're going to go down. Cirelli, you're our second line center. Rossi, you're going to go up. Lautner, you've actually been pretty good. You're going to go up to the third line. Lucius will go down. All right, that's your forward core. Defensively, not breaking up that top pairing. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do it. They've been playing pretty good together. There you go. That's your team. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. But that is the lineup we're going to go out with. So game number 5, back at home. This is a must win. Come on, let's start it out one game at a time. First period, 2-2. Moore gets 2 for us. Barkov and Strome tie up the game for them. Second period, we go up 3-2. Owen Power. And in the third, they take it 5-4. 3 goals in the third period for the Florida Panthers. And just like that, we are eliminated once again in the Stanley Cup playoffs, this time in the conference finals. So another heartbreaker. Unfortunately, we are once again eliminated. Did make the conference finals, which is an improvement over last year. Definitely a lot better than being a first round exit. But still, I really feel this team should have gone further. Looking at everything, like Rossi was such a disappointment. Callahan, Pinto. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough for sure. Goaltending, Ivan Kovic was amazing. 932 save, 2.23 goals against. You could not ask for any better numbers than that. So let me go simulate till we have a Stanley Cup champion, and I will cut back to you guys once we do. So the Stanley Cup has been awarded, and your champions are the Seattle Kraken, taking down the Florida Panthers, who beat us in 6 games. Let's go over to the NHL awards up next. I'll go through this here pretty quickly. I don't think we would have won anything. Maybe the Vezina Trophy if we're very lucky. No, it's going to end up going to Wallstead this year. So I wouldn't expect anything, and we unfortunately do not get any other awards. So another tough season. Let's just sim to the NHL draft and we'll wrap it up. So of course the Philadelphia Flyers go from 13 to 3, win the lottery. Dallas goes from 2 to 1 to win the lottery themselves. Alright, so player retirement. What do we have this year? I don't think anything from us. Barkov goes out a Stanley Cup champion at age 36, still 88 overall. Gensel, former Penguin. Hurdle. Not as many big names going out this year. Sorting it by the Penguins just to make sure, nothing for us. No forwards and no goalies, so we are good. Okay, so there you go. Getting up to the NHL entry draft here. And we're going to have some moves to make once again. I don't know. So we'll look at the draft class here in a sec, but going to contracts. What do we want to do here? So we have a guy like Kirby Dach who is expiring. I don't think there's any way we can bring him back. And I think there's younger guys that can replace him. Same with Pinto. Same with Cirelli potentially. 2.1 is honestly not bad if he's in that bottom 6. Lindgren's probably gone. So we're going to have some holes to fill. Goalies, honestly, it's not the biggest deal. And then going to the NHL draft class. Let's see. So what is our pick going to be? And yeah, we traded our first, so we don't even have a first rounder. We'll take a look. Maybe we can trade back in if there's anyone, of note. So Hartnell there, franchise defender. Outside of that, just your standard medium elites. Banting there, maybe medium elite. Zimmerman could be high elite. That makes me think he's going to be like a high top 9 or something. And outside of that, yeah, scouts really didn't uncover anything too crazy there for us, so I don't see us unfortunately moving into the first round. But overall, I think that is going to do it for today's video. Another playoff exit. I think there is stuff to be built on. It wasn't a total failure. I think once again we can revamp this team in the off season and come back even stronger. So like I said at the start of the video, going to add a little bit of time to the end here just to try and avoid those spoilers. Probably 10 minutes or so, nothing too crazy. But that will do it for today's video. I will see you all in the next one.